Hello, everyone. My name is Danny, and I'm going to review Breathe. For his directorial debut, Andy Serkis brings into life the inspiring true love story between Robin and Diana Cavendish, an adventurous couple who refuse to give up in the face of devastating odds. When Robin is given only a few months to live, Diana plots a daring escape from the hospital and they seek a full and passionate life together, raising their young son, traveling and devoting their lives to helping others. Breathe is a heartwarming celebration of love and human possibility. It is rated PG-13. It's a 2017 movie that runs about 2 hours. The first time I heard anything about this movie, it was about Andrew Garfield. He stars as Robin in this movie, and I read the name Robin, and I said, "Oh, it's a movie about the wife dying." I just figured that's what the storyline was. So when something happened to Andrew, I was like, "Oh, that's a twist," but that's the story. So going in, I didn't know much except for him, and it starts out great, and then I was surprised to see that happen. So really, the few notes I wrote, I have to put my disclaimer on this. This is a true story. This is a directorial debut. The movie was fine, but true stories, you know what's going to happen. There's not much suspense. There's, and you're just waiting and hoping that they handle the end correctly. After the movie's over, there's a little bit of explanation about what happens to the real people and how they handled themselves. And it's very typical true story. So what I said was that it got to the point very quickly. Every true story kind of does it differently, and I thought this one handled it appropriately. It was a different way of going about it, but if it's a true story of how it happened, then that's how it happened, and it happens within the first 20 minutes maybe. And I wasn't too happy about it when it released what happens to Andrew Garfield, what happens to the main character Robin, because I was like, oh, we have to put up with the slowness of an hour and 40 minutes of what's wrong with him and how they're handling it. I wasn't too happy about it, but I was glad that they told us in a timely manner what happened to him. But I wasn't too excited about enduring an hour and 40 minutes of the same old stuff, just him suffering. So, good note, bad note, I guess. I mean, but as the movie went, it got better. There was one really bad line that irked me right at the beginning, and it goes, "Does he have any money at all?" So the backline story of that is that Diana comes from a well-to-do family of sorts. It doesn't sound like they're the most well-to-do, but as the story goes, it's apparent that she's able to have some money, from her parents or her lineage or something. Um, so to go with a boy whatsoever or talk about marriage, which is what this timeline of history was, if you liked a girl, you asked her to marry you, pretty much. Um, I don't think it was very accepted of their time and everything, but to put that line into this movie, the right after they showed him in a black and white suit. Now someone like me, and I can relate to him not having money and being frowned upon by rich people. I don't know if I could afford a suit right now, and he could in the movie, and he was being frowned upon for not having that much money. So it was kind of very confusing, and it kind of ruined the movie every time they did something like take a trip or spent money on something or got a house, or and every time something happened with spending money, I was like, okay, one of the very first lines of this movie was frowning that he doesn't have any money, and then he gets sick. So that was very confusing and kind of ruined most of the movie for me, to be honest. Um, Other than that, one bad line, a little slow, uh, kind of jumps into it a little too fast. Um, Supposedly, this Cavendish family is the inventor of the wheelchair, so that was kind of cool. And this Cavendish family, the story of them, and anytime that somebody has a story where they stay by a loved one because they are meant to, be there for them and support them, especially in their time of need, it's a nice thing to say. It's a nice thing to try and inspire somebody to make them feel good. So I'll give it that. The thing wrong with this movie as a directorial debut is the camera angles, the in and outs, the frames, the having something blurry right in front of us so that we can see something far away. I'm not smart enough to know if any of that was good or bad. I just thought it was a little annoying, and the speed of the movie, just they focused a little bit too much on the wheelchair and how amazing it was, and Andrew Garfield knocks this out. To me, Spider-Man was a joke for him, and Social Network and this are probably his two best movies, and it's two of the very few that I've seen other than Spider-Man. So if he does more, then I'd like to know about it. But other than that, he does a great job with this. We really can't understand him much, and I can tell he was trying to get the British accent down, but I think he was struggling with it, especially with having to have sound like this respirator sound that he was supposed to be doing this whole movie. So I think it was an okay movie, but it's nothing that anybody's gonna flip over. So kind of B-list actors, kind of B-list story, and you know that's about it. So I'm gonna give Breathe a C, and I would advise seeing it. It's a fine movie. It makes you feel fine. It's just a little slow. So yeah, give it a chance. My name's Danny. If you like this review or any of my other ones, please go and watch them. And like and subscribe if you care to. And I'll keep the reviews coming if you guys keep watching. So thanks a lot, guys. Enjoy your movies.